Awesome. Wow. Thank you, Paula, for joining me and just sharing a little bit about my book, Beauty in the Breakup, and the difference that this energy that the book presents can be for people who are going through relationship struggles. Whether you're breaking up or not, it can create.
Yeah, for sure. And that's it. Whether you're breaking up or not, it can be a space. For me, it was for 2 years, a space that give me so like a peaceful space.
It's so interesting to hear because when Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, asked me to write the book, it was because he saw how we went through our separation and divorce. We were both facilitators for 5 years in Access Consciousness, and I came to the awareness that it just wasn't really working anymore. And so I chose to end the marriage and move on, but wanted to do it with kindness for all of us, for him, for the kids, and for myself. And when Gary asked me to write the book, I'm like, I don't want to write a book about breaking up. Like, I don't want that to be my thing. But it had such a different energy, and it kept talking to me that I definitely was listening to it and, created it from that space.
Yeah, and although my story ended like in a very, very violent way, but still, what I could have was those 2 years before that I was like popping into the book like a lot with this kindness. I mean, for sure, sometimes you need to be an energy that is required so that you say, okay, this is enough, and now I have to move on. And sometimes for me, it was like in a very like, he went crazy and he wanted to kill me with a gun. So I needed to be like the killer energy with him. But still, yeah, but still, the 2 years before that really happened, I was in a space where I took like a lot of relationship and different classes and a lot of manipulation classes, because I was feeling that I was really manipulated in such a abusive way. And so tapping into the book, it was like, okay, I still can have this kindness and this honoring what we were when we choose each other. And that has given me a space of totally gratitude for what I've had created with him and for what I can create with him in the future, because he's the father of my kids. So now I talk to him and everything. I mean, it has passed 2 years since that episode, and we still can talk each other with so much kindness. And that was the book has really gifted me. So thank you.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. I mean, it's not all about, puppies and roses and rainbows. But to minimize your own baggage and the damage that you can cause yourself, your own heart, your own future, by holding on to this stuff, by trying to make somebody else wrong, by trying to defend your point of view. I mean, it's not even just breakups. I'm dealing with something with my landlord, and it's like, oh, wow. I'm still trying to make her wrong for how she's approaching this thing. So, and that hurts me. It doesn't hurt her. She doesn't care. So it's like, are you going to really take care of yourself and choose the things that can help you move forward in the lightest possible way? And
exactly. And
quick.
in the lightest way, exactly. Quick and light, it doesn't mean that you gotta let everybody else abuse you.
No.
Or I mean, okay, he might be right, and I have like to let him do anything, or with your landlord. No, it's like it's being really an allowance of what the other people it's being. Then if it's mean or it's being abusive, okay, this is what it is. So what I'm going to do with this now?
Yeah. And instead of focusing on the wrongness and the breakup and the reasons and the justifications, it's getting clarity for what you would like your future to be and putting your energy into that. So being more creative, taking action for you, not against the other person.
Exactly. And also it might be a book that can help you just also to change your marriage or any relationship, and not in the way to break up. It could be, oh, okay, is this what I wanted to? How can we change it? I mean, and you can change it to be in a way much better and kindness just by honoring and not making wrong the other person.
It's so true. There are actually people that I've worked with who've gone through my 6-step series and turned out that they created their relationship better. So I would say it's like maybe 50-50, whether people stay together and create something greater or break up. It's kind of fun.
Exactly. Because also a creationship with other people, with other one, it's, you need the other one to be into it. And the thing is, what about you being the leader of that creationship and inviting the other one to create something different? And it's funny. I told you this story. That one day I was having like a huge fight with my ex, and we were fighting and shouting, and their kids were listening, and I had the book just in the table where we were fighting. And he was not like an access fund. It was like, I don't know, that brings money to home, but that's it. I don't like it, access. So he saw, we were just shouting each other, and then he saw the book, and he looks back to me and saw the book and looks back to me, and so he looks at the book and says, oh, I just hope that this book, what would this would could contribute us not to be shouting each other. And the both of us just shut up, and we ended the stupid fight that we were doing that day. and that's it.
Therefore, you don't have to read it. Well, it's sort of like listening to the audios on silent at night, but it is good to go through it. It's not
Exactly.
have to read it to cover type of thing. I designed it so that whatever you're facing in the moment, if it's all this stuff from the past coming up and you keep going into the past, that's step 2. You just use the tools in step 2 and it gets you out of that. Or if you don't really know what it is that you would like as your future, that's step 3, getting clarity for your future. So it's really easy to navigate whatever it is that is going on throughout the whole breakup or change process. so that it makes it easier for you to have clarity for what you want.
Exactly. But it was so funny because both of us stopped arguing and it was like, okay,
I
each
love
did
it.
contribute. So.
I love it. That's so great. Well, we have a class coming up next week called Knowing When It's Over. And even if you know it's over, it still doesn't mean that you need to end the relationship. You could just destroy and uncreate everything that it's been and create something different by making different choices. So this knowing when it's over is a really important piece to look at. If we don't, and we sweep everything under the carpet or just out of sight, out of mind, it's still going to be there and you won't be able to change it or have ease. So why not come and learn some tools to help you get through knowing when it's over and what kinds of
And what about like knowing when? It's not like you'll have a date that you know,
right.
but that you can just go through that with such more ease and space and communion, and maybe it's over for distant seconds and won't be for the next day also.
So true. Yes, I knew my relationship was over. Well, Gary asked me this, and this was really funny. I was married for 20 years and we dated for 3 years before we got married. And Gary asked me, when did you know the relationship was over? And of course, when he asks you, he asks truth in his head. So what you say is the truth. And I said, oh my God, 3 months after we started dating. But I shoved it out of my mind, and because I had decided that I was going to marry him.
Yeah. And also we have decided that we're going to have a divorce, or we just decided lots of things. There are many decisions and conclusions that we do in relationships for one way or for the other. And what about being the question, and what about like having different space with it?
Yep. And you're never wrong, no matter what you choose. So if what you're choosing isn't working for you, you can change it if you're willing to look at it. So let's look at it together.
Yes. Yes.
And you're going to be translating into
I'll be translating it into Spanish. So also I'll be like telling all the Spanish people that they can come in and that I'll be translated.
Awesome. Well, I wonder if you have the courage to look. It's actually so much easier once you choose it. It makes everything so much easier. So choose it if you like. We hope to see you. We'll put the link below wherever this video shows up. And thanks for coming on. I don't think I see any questions. So.
Yay!
Pardon me. All right.
No,
well,
I think it's very clear on what you can get.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you next week, and everybody else come and play.
Yay! Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.